we are with Robert Murch and his fantastic collection. Now, would you call this house the Talking Board Historical Society, or is it just a part of it?
This is just my house, and I'm the chairman of the board or the president at the Talking Board Historical Society. And this right here, we designed this and created it. We just created this space basically just for people to be able to come in and film and take pictures and learn about the history of the Talking Board. And with Helen Peters Nosworthy, the woman who named and helped patent the Ouija board, being buried here in Denver, it gives us a real kind of local tie to the collection. And so this is, my personal collection, and there's just lots of different stuff. So over here, we've got like lots of different boards. I work on movies, and I'm very, very lucky to work on TV shows. So there's some props from movies. There's also some of the earliest boards. This board is Ouija before it had its name. And right there behind here is an early drawing of the woman who named the Ouija board and helped get it patented as well. And that's actually a board that is related to her, came from her family. A lot of these boards here are very old and rare in this side, but they're all mixed up. So again, you have this is from the first movie, so this is 2014. Down there is 2016. This is the latest version of the Ouija board right now. This is kind of like the classic throwback version that was also used in the movies.
Now, notice that often you will say Ouija, and other times, a few seconds later, say Ouija. Do you have a preference?
It was originally pronounced Ouija, and then by the 1920s, people would say they were Ouijaing when they were playing, and so Ouija became kind of shorthand. Today, that's what people call the movies, Ouija. And the company Hasbro that makes it will tell you whether you call it Ouija or Ouija, it still spells fun. So they don't care what you call it as long as you buy it.
Exactly. One of the other, latest ones was the glow-in-the-dark board. Do you have that?
Yeah, the glow-in-the-dark, it's 1998. I don't think I have that out right now, but here's another one. This was 2008 where they did the pink version. So for little girls or boys that like a little carrying case, and it came with cards, they made a pink edition. It's constantly evolving. They make lots of different versions of Ouija. Today they do the Ozzy Osbourne. They did it for his tour as well. So there's a
I heard he was quite scared of it.
he seems to like it. We'll see how it goes. We'll see if we can't get Ozzy Osbourne to come visit.
That would be interesting.
Darkness.
That would be interesting. So do you have a personal favorite? You have something that's just cherished?
This area right here are some of my favorite boards because they came from either family members or from projects I worked on, or they're just some of the oldest, more rare boards. I tend to like the early ones, and these are all prints of photographs that I own to show people using it through time, just to give people an idea that these things were meant to be played and used.
So your position is it doesn't matter if you believe in the paranormal aspect of it or just the art and history aspect of it. Right. There's a lot to be gained by getting involved.
Ouija boards are basically a mirror that reflect your own beliefs that you bring to whether or not you can talk to the dead. Ouija or Ouija is a brand name that's been around since 1890, and it's always been marketed as a parlor game or as a game that you would play with your friends. Well, it's rooted in being able to talk to the dead. And so, do Ouija boards answer that question, and can you talk to the dead? No, of course not. But they help us explore for a real cheap way. Again, for $19.95, you get an unlimited calling plan to the other side, no overages, no roaming. It allows us to tackle a really big subject, which is death, in a way that we can relate to, which is a game. That's a very Western American way to look at things.
Beautiful. Well, fantastic. You guys have done some very interesting work, such as, getting headstones for certain graves that didn't have them. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, so the Talking Board Historical Society, we started our first project before we were actually a group, started in 2007. The Ouija board was named and first manufactured in Baltimore, Maryland. And that's where we first put in a stone for Elijah Bond, the man who patented the Ouija board. Didn't invent it, just patented it. And his sister-in-law is Helen Peters Nosworthy. That's who is the medium who helped name and patent the Ouija board, and who's buried here at Fairmont Cemetery in Denver. And so that's who that picture is over there. So we put in a stone for them. Basically what we do is we go around and celebrate the lives of people who've been erased from history. And that led to the creation of the Talking Board Historical Society back in 2013. Then we incorporated in 2014, and there are 10 members and directors all over the country that are part of it. And so they're different. I'm a historian at heart, and also a huge collector. We also have artists, lots of tattoo artists, graphic artists. Every one of us brings a little piece or difference to the group. And to kind of round out that view, some people believe that you can part the veil with the board, and others are skeptics, like myself. So I'm not saying I want to believe. So it's just that I haven't had the experience that's made me think that these boards bridge the gap between the living and the dead. I'm not saying it can't, just hasn't done it for me yet. But I've heard lots of stories from people who do. And that's, so you can go to the tbhs.org, so that's tbhs.org, learn all about the different directors. All of us are very unique and different.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for taking your time. Thanks for inviting us here tonight. We had a great time.
Thank you so much for coming. I'm psyched. It's nice to kind of relate to the area that you live in. I don't spend much time here. I travel so much, so it's nice to, especially this time of year, get a bunch of people together and especially get in the spirit.